They too have had long days. They too have had long days. They too have had long.
Well, good morning, Director Barry. It's so good to see you here today. Welcome to Slib, and I think this is your first official meeting of the State Loan and Investment Board. So for the record, we'll state that we have the secretary online and the other members of the board here. We have a full quorum, and you may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This meeting was publicly noticed as a special meeting for the State Loan and Investment Board. Today, we have one agenda item, G1, which was a previously tabled matter that you'll need a motion to take from the table to consider the emergency mineral royalty grant application of the Laramie County Fire Authority.
So with that, members of the board, I would entertain a motion to take from the table.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we remove this item off the table and place it on our table for consideration.
Very good. Thank you.
Second.
Madam Auditor, thank you. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
So we now have the matter before us.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As you recall, last week, this matter was considered by the board and tabled. A brief refresher, this is the request from the Laramie County Fire Authority that's requesting $250,000 in emergency MRG grant funding to assist in the rebuilding of Fire Station number 74, which was destroyed by a fire in January 2025. After consideration last week, it was brought to the attention of the board that the packet at the time, or the application, was deficient. After work with the Laramie County Fire Authority, this application is now complete and prepared for your full consideration and decision.
Very good. Members of the board, is there any question you have for the staff? Otherwise, I will. Do we have anyone here from Cheyenne?
Mr. Chairman, I believe Chief Coy is online. He was out of town this week, but I believe he is online to answer any questions or go through the application as well.
All right, thank you, Chief Coy. Good morning. It appears if you are coming on as Jason Cahy, it appears you are unmuted. No luck. Do you and Jennifer, do you want to kind of walk us through this, and we'll keep working to make sure he has a chance to.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, I will try and kind of briefly go over what Fire Chief Coy gave the board last week, why we work on getting him the ability to talk to you. When he presented this application, there were several items that were not included in the application that forwarded it to meet the criteria that they believe constitutes an emergency. And in that, the biggest thing is that the Laramie County Planning, has a special permit that they can go planning process, that if there is a fire, that they can rebuild this firehouse within 1 year, and not have to go through all of the planning requirements that they would have to go through if this building of this fire station is delayed 1 year. And so that was really what he went over. There was 3 items that he addressed in that when he was speaking to the board last week. I believe those are setbacks on the property that don't meet the current regulations that they would have to go through, as well as the septic and well. I believe the well is in a floodplain, and it was not in 1974 when this firehouse was built, and so they would have to address some items there as well. And then the footprint or the foundation of where the building currently sits, that they could rebuild this pole construction, also does not meet the current planning. So in his presentation, he deemed that as meeting these 3 criteria. If they can't move forward within building within 1 year, would require approximately 25% additional cost. And so it would take this building from approximately $750,000 to $1 million. And that was really his focus on why this constitutes an emergency. My understanding is that they have put it out for RFP and have a contractor who is able to complete this construction in the month of May and June to get into that 1 year application construction phase to meet and be able to go under those planning requirements as well. But that I would prefer he speak on his own application as well. Courtney, are we ready? Okay, thank you.
Chief,
Mr. Chair, thank you for the opportunity. Hopefully you can hear me.
we can. And thank you for joining us today. Sorry, we're interrupting what I hope is otherwise a very fun time, so.
It's work. We're attending the fire department training in Indianapolis. So thank you for taking the time to be with us. Sorry for the technological challenges there. Staff did a wonderful job addressing what we presented last week. To note, the application that was submitted was missing 2 items that we had completed, but for some reason didn't get transferred, and we've now done so. And again, we're just seeking to bridge the gap from what insurance is covering to what the actual project will cost, and allow us that opportunity to complete the project in May and June, meeting the less than 1 year timeline established for emergency construction by Laramie County Planning. So I'm here for any questions.
Thank you very much. Are there questions? I think Madam Auditor, I'll recognize you.
Mr. Chairman, Chief, thanks for tuning in. Some of our conversations last week, I think, revolved around some measure of partial funding and noting that your application said, bare minimum of $100,000 to get you going. My question is, does a partial funding recommendation today screw up your timeline of getting it done in that year or not? Because recognizing if you were to receive no money, then that really throws a wrench in the works. But how much of a wrench is it if we do partial funding, I guess is my question.
Mr. Chair, through you, Madam Auditor, partial funding would be greatly appreciated. It allows us to continue this project moving forward without throwing the bigger wrench of no funding into this project.
Very good. Please, Mr. Secretary, Mr. Treasurer, sorry.
Yeah. Thank you on the correction. Just a question I have is that will this building have I guess a fire alarm system that's tied into a central system? So if you have a fire station that for whatever reason finds itself in a essentially experiencing a fire, is there going to be notification? So on a timely manner, or are all these things going to remain, I guess, without any fire alarm to a central I guess, yeah, to a central area? where you can actually put the fire out before it burns it down.
Mr. Chair, through you, Mr. Treasurer, yes, absolutely. One of the improvements to the building is a centralized monitoring system is going to be installed in this building. Unfortunately, we can't afford the, what we really want to do is put fire suppression in it, which is the sprinklered systems. In lieu of that, we will have a contracted monitoring service, which will give us early detection of any events that happen in that building.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Very good. Madam Superintendent.
Mr. Chairman, question for staff. So the information that we've gathered in the last week or so, particularly in terms of timeline for this project and cost, was that information known by staff or the fire marshal in their recommendations? If so, or if not, does that change anything about staff analysis going into today?
Chairman, Madam Superintendent, the information that was provided that was missing last week did not change our recommendation. The only things that were actually missing in the packet that they had to provide to us was the letter from the mayor and then an engineer's statement of feasibility, that this project is feasible. This doesn't change our recommendation that when we reviewed the application itself, that it did not constitute an emergency per the rules of the board.
Thank you.
It's just an emergency.
Further questions? If there are none, what is the pleasure of the board?
Mr. Chairman,
Madam Auditor.
just a starting point, I'm happy to have it amended one way or the other. I would move emergency MRG funding to the Laramie County Fire Authority for the purpose of rebuilding fire station number 74 in the amount of $180,000.
That's okay.
It's been moved. It's been seconded by the treasurer. Is there any discussion?
Mr. Chairman.
Madam Superintendent.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think that I'll go ahead and be supportive of this. I still am hesitant of this rising to our high threshold of emergencies, but seeing, that our next meeting is in June and this will save a lot of cost to local taxpayers, I think that I'm comfortable with the partial funding. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Superintendent. I tend to agree with you. Any further discussion? Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
I
That motion carries. This
Thank you.
could be a record. Wow, we like your style.
Mr.
Director.
Chairman, there's no further business.
Mr. Chairman, move to adjourn.
It's been moved to adjourn from the State Loan and Investment Board special meeting. It's been seconded by the superintendent. All in favor signify by saying aye. We are adjourned. We'll return as the building commission at 8:30. Is that correct?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's when